Well, when it comes to movie stars, they don't get much bigger than Julia Roberts, a queen of the silver screen. Julia has been dipping her toe in the small screen, with her latest role earning her critical acclaim once again. The new series is called Gaslit, and I have to admit, as a super fan, I was pretty chuffed to get the call up to do Julia's only Australian interview.
The next 48 hours are going to be crucial.
I don't know how to put this. We're wondering about your wife.
Y'all gonna just stand around, or you want to ask me some questions?
Julia, it's so nice to see you. Welcome.
What time is it in Australia right now?
It is pretty early in the morning here. The birds are just starting to wake up.
Oh my gosh, you are a brave woman.
You know what? It's Julia Roberts. I'm not going to say no to that, am I? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I've just recovered from my jet lag of being in Australia for so long.
I know, it was so nice having you here, and you survived an Australian Christmas. It gets hot, right?
I mean, it's strange. I've never really been in a warm place during what I think is winter. It's a mind bender.
Before Julia was in Australia this past summer, filming rom-com Ticket to Paradise with George Clooney, she was on set with Sean Penn, making a limited series. Gaslit is a political thriller centred around Watergate and then Attorney General John Mitchell's wife, Martha. The series releasing in the year of the scandal's 50th anniversary.
If the American people knew half of what I do, they wouldn't have much to approve of.
Let's talk about Martha Mitchell. What a personality. They called her the mouth from the South, and you played her so well.
Well, thank you. I adored her. I had such admiration for her, and I was just such a fan. And the way that she held herself and her humor, and I thought she was just heavenly to play.
Did you know much about Martha Mitchell's story before you took on this role?
I didn't. I mean, I think I had heard the name in passing. I knew she was John Mitchell's wife. I knew that Nixon hated her, and that was probably about it. I did not realize that she had introduced John Mitchell to Nixon. I didn't realize that John Mitchell was really a Democrat and she was a Republican, and she is the one that really brought him to the dark side, as it were.
The loudmouth wife of his is becoming too much of a liability.
I can't believe that this story hasn't been told like this before. I didn't realise that Martha Mitchell was really the initial whistleblower. She was the first one to raise the alarm. And then what they did to her.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Okay, there's no need to get hysterical.
I am calling my husband.
To portray her as a drunken, crazy woman, to drug her and kidnap her. I mean, can you imagine that happening to any partner of any politician in this day and age?
Well, the drugging and the kidnapping, I think that would be hard to pull off today. But I think when a powerful group of people that are protecting themselves in the way that this Nixon administration was protecting itself, if you cross that, I don't think they hesitated to ruin her. They didn't hesitate. And unfortunately, at a certain point, she was playing into their hand unwittingly.
A lot of women suffer from paranoid episodes.
For your nerves, dear.
Sean Penn plays your husband, John Mitchell, the Attorney General. Do you know it was like 3/4 of the way through the first episode before I even realised it was him? What a transformation.
I think a lot of people are having that experience. The first time I saw the trailer, I was sitting with a good friend, and
Take a breath.
it was over, and he said, I thought Sean was in this. I'm going to say this about Sean, is that he was at work before anybody every day that he was there. And he never complained about the time that it took. He never complained when it was hot outside and I'm in sort of a big fake fur and a wig, and I'm sweating and I've got this bodysuit on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to faint. It's so hot. It's so hot. And he has got 10 pounds of everything on him, and he just never, ever complained.
Hang on, are you saying Sean Penn is more professional than you, Julia?
Oh, well, that goes without saying, I think, but it was just astonishing. He just really was so enchanted with that idea of just fully inhabiting another person, that there wasn't space to to voice wanting to be away from it. He was just really pretty zen about it.
One of Hollywood's most bankable actresses, Julia rose to fame following her breakout roles in Mystic Pizza and Steel Magnolias.
I would rather have 30 minutes of wonderful than a lifetime of nothing.
Fast becoming a sought-after lead. On our screens, for the better part of 35 years, she's done it all, from rom-coms to dramas, thrillers, TV, and everything in between.
Now, they tell me that I paid my debt to society.
Funny, I never got a check.
When you're Julia Roberts and you can basically choose whatever role you want, what is it about someone like Martha Mitchell where you go, yep, I want to do this?
Well, the story within all the stories was really appealing, but you know, she's just sort of an enchanting person, and to tell her story, to tell it from the glamorous, fun, happy days to the sad, heartbreaking end was a really unique opportunity as an actor to get to kind of go from one extreme all the way to the other.
So I need to have just like a little fangirl moment here and just say how much I absolutely love you. I think I've watched pretty much every one of your movies, and I think you're even more beautiful in almost real life.
Thank you. Thank you. Now go to bed. Go to sleep.
Okay, I will. Actually, no, I can't. I've got to do the show now.
Bye, Allie.
But I decided long ago that I will say how I feel. And if that does not conform to the president's message, so be it. If that gets me banned off Air Force One, I will fly commercial. You
got to fangirl a little, don't you? When it's Julia Roberts?
Well, I mean, yeah, she's like one of the greatest actresses in the history of the world. And she was very engaged in that interview.
She was great. And the show is unreal. Because I was just going to watch like a couple before talking to her to get the gist of it.
And then that's staying up that, really. You know.
I know, but I wanted to. But I ended up watching like the whole thing. It's really good. I know you wouldn't, but you know.
No, zero. I don't do any prep for anything, as you know. But Gaslit looks really good. Stan. How good is Stan?
It's streaming now too, by the way. So
brilliant.
Get onto it.